there's got to be some sort of middle ground. But yeah, how you was made to feel is valid, because they were your feelings, and how he felt was valid.
That's true.
Yeah, that's his feelings.
Not according to me back then.
No, we'll bypass that one.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, I think that's where, like, obviously you've worked in the pubs a lot as well. Like, that's where the people watching and the real, like, not studying, but you know, like, there's the quiet times where you're just eavesdropping in people's conversations. But it's like, it's when you see different people from different walks of life, and it's just so interesting how people are. Things that matter to one person doesn't matter to another person. It's just like, you can't get annoyed about that. You can't get annoyed that someone's got upset about something that doesn't upset you. It's just,
you can't.
You're just like, all right.
And I do feel like the world is a bit of a minefield at the moment.
Yeah.
I feel like probably, and this is from personal experience, I think half the time I don't want to say anything because I feel like you're going to push a red button or step on a mine somewhere. Or like...
I'll say it. I usually do. Said a few things like, oh, didn't think that one through. It's just people, isn't it? You've got to let people be people.
I think it's quite, when we were talking about this growth mindset, and are you hot? Because I feel like I'm sweating.
I'm never hot. I like to be
cozy. You'd have a hot water bottle right now.
Yeah, cup of tea. Where's the tea at?
If you don't have a growth mindset, it can be very easy to get stuck into yourself and your point of view and what you see.
Yeah, it's like open and closed minds, isn't it? Like, if you're very closed off, like, you just think about your immediate, like, what's
going in your vision, like tunnel vision type thing.
Whereas if you're open-minded, you think, oh, actually, maybe I did say that, or maybe it did come across wrong.
Communication is so key. And I think men and their ability to communicate with that vulnerability isn't as, like, kind of there as much. Like, they don't have the, like, the way to communicate in what women understand, I don't think. What do you mean?
Because I think the way they speak is very, like, matter of fact, whereas women are very complex in, like, their feelings and in touch with their feelings. That's very, like, stereotypical. That's not what I mean. But do you know, it's very, like, I've so many times gone to a guy and been like, well, this has happened to me, and oh my God, this happened, and she's a bitch. And they're like, no, she's not, Lucy, she just did it because of, and I'm like,
put it into,
why can't
like,
you just agree with me? Yeah, I'm overreacting here. And they're just like, no, it's just...
It is actually biology. Our DNA, like, we are more emotional, and we do have that nurture. That is our biology.
Yeah.
We can't actually change it, just like guys can't. They're naturally going to be there to be the protector and the provider, and so that's the way their heads are going to think.
But I do hate that when you have a conversation with a guy and you're like, come on, it's bad, isn't it? And you're like, she did this and she did that, and they're like, no, don't care. And I'm like, okay. Drama over.
Fine, all right then.
Yeah.
On with my day.
Yeah, it's like boring. But they're so just, like, to the point, I guess.
It does make it a little bit easier in regards to progressing, and I want to say success. So I'm always like, oh, I want to be successful, whatever that is, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I do feel like guys do have a slight upper hand in regards to that because of their mind in the way it's so logical and matter of fact, just get on with it.
And no one tests them, that's why. Like,
what?
no one would challenge a guy. Like, why do you want to do that?
I thought about that.
No one challenges guys. Yeah. Whereas women get a lot more stick. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think there's definitely truth in that. I'm just sitting here, like, processing that right now.
We didn't prep that bit, did we?
Because it is, like, I feel like as a woman, I'm so used to kind of explaining myself about everything. Whereas with men, it's normally like...
They just do it.
It's just done. And actually, that makes sense. The male suicide rate is a lot higher than the women's.
They just get the job done.
They do. It's so bad.
Savage. Sorry, that's savage.
They do. They just get the job done. Whereas, like, women, it's more like a
Yeah, they want the drama.
I don't think it's they want the drama.
No, not the drama, because that's a touchy subject.
Well, it's not even that. I just think it's more about, like, that focus and that tunnel vision and that lack of emotional side. If you're able to kind of take away that emotion and just stick at the logic and be like, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
That, I think it's very...
Yeah, but that's where the guys are just
like
direct.
that.
Yeah, they're just direct in like they're less complex, aren't they? I think. Not in a degrading way at all, because that's like we wouldn't survive without men, would we, really? Yeah, let's face it. They get to the point, they don't bullshit, they just get the job done.
Like minimal complaining with men.
Yeah.
I've been doing my workout challenge at the moment, and I feel like all I've done is whine about it.
I'm the same. Like, I don't have the willpower. I think men have more willpower than women. Like, for me, I just like, well, I don't know, you know, like, if a guy's around, I'll whine about it. I'll be like, oh my God, I can't lift this barrel into my car. When they're not around, I'm like, what?
That natural woman, like, damsel thing
I don't
comes
even
into
know why that comes out, because I'm so not like that.
I know. Yeah, it is so true. I've noticed this a little bit, actually. I really resent myself for it as well.
Yeah, because if a guy was going to go and lift up a barrel, I wouldn't be like, hang on, I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, go on, get two. Like, you know, whereas with me, I like to think I'm independent and I can do what I like and don't need a man, which I do. But then at the same time, when there's a guy there, I'm like, you do it.
So what do you feel like you need a man for? Not that I'm contradicting it, but I'm just curious.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
We got bleeps. We got editing.
No, I don't know. I think, like, what do you need a man for? Is that a man in your life? Is that a partner? Is that...
Well, you just said about needing a man.
Yeah.
So just whatever your
I just think when
is.
there's a guy there, you naturally let them do the things that stereotypically a man would do. Yeah. You know?
I think I do. And actually, I feel like I'm an independent woman, but actually as I've grown up, I realised I don't want to be an independent woman. No. I want a man. I want a guy there to feel safe and protected by, and someone who's there that I can just let go and just feel like, at ease.
I can chill now.
Did I tell you when I went to that karaoke thing that I went to?
No.
In London, I went to a karaoke night. Really, really good. Wardour Street. Like,
yes, you did tell me this story.
The MC and the band were absolutely fabulous. And I came out. Yeah, I needed a vape. I was anxious. I was stressing. And one of the guys, the bouncer guys, had said, "Oh, yeah, you go stand over there and vape." I was like, "No, I need to actually buy one."
Yeah.
And one of the other bouncer guys was like, "Oh, I'll take you to the shop." And he literally took me to the shop.
Yeah.
And took me there, and then was like, "I'll wait out here for you." I went in and got my vape, and honest to God, I just felt this whole stress lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah.
Because I just felt like I didn't need to worry about my safety. I didn't need to worry about, like, my hypervigilance of, like, or what's going on around me. No. I felt safe, and it was so nice. Because I think if you think about it, at the end of the day, as independent as I want to be, or as any girl wants to be, a big, strong guy could absolutely have me.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wouldn't be able to do anything about it. But that's what I mean.
Like, you just naturally suppress when there's a guy there to do something for you, because that's the known thing to do, I guess. I don't know. Like,
I think it's going back to that energy you were talking about. I think it's going to be like the feminine energy. Because
if there was no guys around in my day-to-day life, I would 90% do all of the things that they would do. Like, I would try fix a toilet. I would, lift the barrels up. I would unblock the drains.
You just get it done because you have to.
You just have to. Yeah. But when there's a guy there, you're like, nah.
Yeah, they can do it.
Yeah. But then I think that happens, like, not boy jobs and girl jobs, but, like, that's what they do to us sometimes. Because I was speaking to someone recently and we were like, but they just say, "Oh, where have you put the kitchen roll?" Yeah. And you're like, if I wasn't here, you'd have to figure that out. Yeah. So, but they just use us because we're the thinkers in that sense.
I think it's as well, like, things that we naturally gravitate more towards doing. Yeah. So, like, I think I would gravitate more towards a nurturing role or like kind of a looking after role. So I think when we've got the space to do that, like, it almost brings like a glow to you, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever I've got a boyfriend, I'm certainly a lot more relaxed in being me, which again I resent and I hate because it's something I have no control over.
Yeah.
And it's just life, I think. And if you go back to our caveman instincts and whatnot, that is that's what happens. That's how our brains work.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's scary, isn't it?
I know.
Letting your guard down.
Oh,
don't do that.
I know, right?
But I don't know. I do think guys like to be the protector. They like that guy, like to make sure that you were safe in a place that you didn't know, to go to the shop and come back. Like, that's nice. And we've got to like cheer that on, because people don't do nice things anymore. Not just guys, like girls. How many girls do you see like beating down other girls like for no reason? It's just like,
what's the point?
Yeah.
Can't we all just be nice humans?
Yeah.
Can't we all just be kind?
Just get on. And if you don't get on, just move, like, cut it off, like I do.
Chopped, done.
Yeah.
But I think what plays into that as well is self-awareness. And I think that's why I'm going on this self-development podcast journey, because unless you understand yourself, and I so don't completely, but unless you do, it's difficult to be able to react well to certain things, or to be able to manage any kind of triggers or overwhelm that might arise unexpectedly from certain things. Yeah. And I think so many people aren't self-aware. And as much as I root for guys, I would say they are predominantly
more self-aware.
No, I'd say I would say self-aware in the kind of day-to-day in the present, self-aware of like the deeper, like internal stuff that's going on. Yeah. I don't think they are as aware. No. And if you think about it, majority of women, they would, and this is again a bit of a stereotype, but women would get together and they would just talk about everything and anything and what's going on and whatnot. Whereas guys don't really. A lot of the time it's like, oh, I'll just deal with this like myself and I'll just get on with it. Or,
like there's so many times you're just like, well, why didn't you tell me that? Or I didn't know that. Or it doesn't get discussed until it's at the last point. Like, I have a lot of guy friends that are like, they only tell me when it's gone wrong, not when it's going wrong.
Or when they've solved it and it's resolved.
Or like, that's over. Did I not tell you about that? And I'm like, no. Like, whereas a girl would be like, this happened and give you every piece of the story, like what's going on.
This gives me such identity issues. I'm not gonna lie.
But then when you said like, you turn into like this nurture, like we look after men type, then why do we not draw that out of them more? Is it because we're so stuck in our ways with like our day-to-day routines where it's like, oh, but you didn't do the washing up last night?
Yeah, maybe.
You know, like if I was sitting here talking about a guy friend, it would be like, oh, I want to talk to him to see how he is and how he's feeling. Like, I know he's having a bit of a rough time, blah, blah, blah. But do you take that same approach into relationships, or do we just get complacent and do we just treat them like, why haven't you done that? Why haven't you done that? You didn't take the bin out. Do you know what I mean?
I think there's a lot to unpack there in regards
because
to that.
If your partner's not doing something, FYI, that's not personal.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? Like, if they weren't I know so many couples that are like just not on par with each other. And it's like, well, is it because you're feeling neglected by them, so you're not giving that nurture?
I would say that would be a battle of power in the relationship. I heard this quote from this lady. I have no idea who it was, but I just remember her saying that the reason why her relationship and her marriage had lasted so long is because she looked after him and he looked after her. Yeah. So her kind of, obviously she had her attention on to herself as well, but I guess her prime focus was him, his prime focus was her. Yeah. So they kind of like crossed and merged sort of thing. But then I think you can get a lot of bitterness in certain relationships, and that will cause people to retract, close off, shut down.
Then start thinking about themselves.
Yeah, be like, oh no, he didn't do, like you say, he didn't do this, so I'm not going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like the main thing for that is not managing your stuff. Yeah. Because if you don't know what's going on, because really everything in the world is just a projection of what's going on with you. Yeah.